The Lesser Key of Solomon, also called Lamechton Clavicula Salomonis, is one of the most comprehensive books of magic ever written. Owners of the original manuscript reported strange happenings after getting their hands on the book, like the book flying off the shelf on its own and hearing whispers and seeing dark, shadowy figures. But others see the Lesser Key as a practical guidebook, a workbook containing extensive information on demonology, spells, and rituals. While we can't vouch for its power or veracity, it's interesting that this text has endured so long and continues to be a source of interest for historians, magicians, and anthropologists alike. But what is it really about, and why is it so controversial? The Lesser Key of Solomon dates back to the Middle Ages, a time when grimoires were becoming very popular. It's divided into 5 distinct sections. The Ars Goetia, the first and arguably the most famous section of the Lesser Key, presents detailed descriptions of 72 different spirits or demons, and their corresponding ranks and powers. Solomon's power and control over demons is initially mentioned in the Testament of Solomon, which is one of the earliest grimoires and a foundational text of Solomonic magic. In the Ars Goetia, some of the same demons make an appearance, but the text goes into a lot more detail. It lists 72 demons, their sigils, their ranks, such as Marquis, Duke, King, and so on, and pretty much everything you need to know about them. That's why this list of demons is considered one of the most comprehensive in Western occult tradition. Each demon is defined with a unique characteristic. Some are teachers of sciences, some provoke love, and others grant invisibility. Each is represented by a sigil drawn with detail in the text. The demons prefer to keep these hidden because the sigils can be used to control them. The text also details the necessary rituals, symbols, and incantations needed to invoke and control the demons, so they do your bidding. While this might sound like terrible black magic, the text doesn't indicate that. You might say that it's all about getting the demons to do divine work, much like how King Solomon enslaved the demons to create the Temple of Jerusalem. The second section, Ars Theurgia Goetia, focuses more on theurgy, which is the practice of rituals rather than demonology. It also introduces a whole host of spirits, such as the spirits of cardinal directions and their respective minions. These spirits are deemed not to be evil, although they're very rebellious. It appears that they need to be invoked very carefully and with proper management. The Ars Paulina, the third section, deals with planetary spirits. It speaks of angels associated with each of the 360 degrees of the zodiac and the hours of the day and night. This section offers detailed protocols for summoning these angels and utilizing their assistance effectively. The fourth section, Ars Almadel, outlines the creation of a magical wax tablet, or almadel, used for summoning the angels of each of the 4 altitudes. It's a freestanding section, meaning you don't have to do any of this magic in conjunction with the others. These angels are claimed to provide valuable information about future events and grant favors when approached with the proper ritual. The final section, Ars Notoria, consists of prayers and rituals that can give the magician perfect memory and masterful learning abilities. This section includes mnemonic devices that are designed to help the practitioner in the acquisition of knowledge. It's focused on how to acquire wisdom and learning quickly. As you can see, unlike a text like the Testament of Solomon, which is a narrative, the Lesser Key of Solomon has practical steps you can take if you want to enter into the world of demonology, magic, and rituals. To those who believe in magic and demonology, this is a grimoire of great importance. In fact, you'll even find comments like this one, which highlight just how highly regarded the Lesser Key of Solomon is among occult practitioners. If you haven't evoked a spirit before, I don't recommend starting with the Goetia. You have to really know what you're doing to handle demons. So if you don't know what you're doing, practice with a god or some other spirit that you know is benevolent. Whatever your feelings might be about this text, it's one that evokes, if nothing else, strong feelings by people on either side of the aisle. So, did Solomon really write this text? Like all the grimoires assigned to him, this too appears to be a pseudepigrapha, that is, written by an unknown author or authors and falsely attributed to Solomon. Now, if you watched our video on the Testament of Solomon, we talked about how sometimes authors would attribute their work to more famous, well-known people to give their text legitimacy and credibility. Scholars believe that the text was compiled sometime in the mid-17th century, but it may have also drawn on much older materials. When it was first circulated, much of Europe was still steeped in belief in the supernatural, including the powers of witches and demons. The book would not have been published widely or openly, but passed around privately among those who practiced the occult. Given the era in which it was written, it's unlikely that the Lesser Key of Solomon caused widespread interest, outrage, or backlash, at least not in the sense we think of today. That's not to say it wasn't controversial. Religious authorities of the time would likely have condemned such a work as heresy. However, the general public would probably not have been aware of it at all, as literacy was not common and books were expensive to produce. The text is called the Lesser Key of Solomon simply to distinguish it from another work, the Greater Key of Solomon. The lesser in Lesser Key of Solomon does not suggest it is of lesser importance or quality. It just deals with different things compared to the Greater Key of Solomon. The Lesser Key of Solomon, despite its age, continues to hold a significant place in contemporary culture and practice. Historians, anthropologists, and religious studies scholars often employ the text as a reference to understand the evolution of Western occultism and magical practices. For others, the book serves as a metaphorical guide, offering insights and provoking introspection for personal growth. For example, certain practitioners of ceremonial magic and certain occult groups deem the Lesser Key of Solomon a practical guide, performing its rituals and incantations as part of their magical operations. They may interpret the entities in the text either as literal supernatural beings or symbolic representations of natural forces or psychological archetypes. Despite the text's historical and cultural importance, it is essential to approach the Lesser Key of Solomon with a degree of caution. The rituals it contains relating to invocation and interaction with supernatural entities are considered dangerous or taboo in many cultures. Misuse or misinterpretation of these rituals, according to some belief systems, could potentially invite misfortune. Whatever your stance is on the Lesser Key of Solomon, there's no denying that this is a book that captures everyone's interest. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. It helps the mysterious algorithm do its thing, so we can continue making more videos like it. Thanks for watching.